Good afternoon, it's Bev at Planetcrochet and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make the hedgehog, whether you've got the pattern or not. Now if you're brand new to crochet, when you look in the pattern it's all gobbledygook. You will, a bit like what I had to do, go on Google, mainly YouTube, but find out what terminology is. If I remember right, this pattern is wrote in the US terminology. I'll be using UK terminology. The stitch is exactly the same, we just call it something different. In the pattern it says SC, that's for the stitch. What makes your teddy? Let me just show you. There's the leg, believe it or not. So it's in the UK we say double crochet. In the US and other countries, it's single crochet. Same stitch, different terminology. In front of me, I've got rows, so it's backwards and forwards in crochet. On the left, you can't hardly see it. I notice this colour's quite dark. This is working in the rounds, working in rows, working in rounds. This pattern we'll use mainly rounds. We do one in the row, working in the row. You get a hook and a needle. I will be using my own hook, 3mm, and my own needle. You will need sharp scissors to give it a good snip and a stitch marker. Now that's optional, doesn't say it in here, does on another pattern. But you could use safety pin. Most homes have safety pins, so go find one of those and keep that by your side. Or you can use different colour to what colour you're using. You'll be using the brown to start. I'm going to do the head first. And you could use the lighter colour in the kit. This is not from the kit. Snip about 2-3 inches off, and then when I say stitch marker to mark the stitch, that's when your yarn, stitch marker or safety pin will come into play. You may wonder why I've got these long pins, and I will show you. I'll just put this down. This is the body of. Okay, there you go. And that's how I will keep it in place. This is just roughly, by the way. If you use regular pins that most homes have, you'll lose them in your teddy and you don't want them. So if you haven't got them already, you can get them quite cheaply online. This is called Prim, and they're quite good quality, quite firm pins. But you want them with a good round bauble on. I've had them with a star on the top before and they were catching the yarn. So I suggest something smooth for the head. They're for later. You don't have to have them, but I use them when I put the teddy parts together, just so I know what it looks like. Now if you're brand new again, the stitch, you have no idea and you've never done it before, just like I hadn't 10 years ago. So I'll show you in a row, but you're going to work in the round. So we'll put the round to the side. A double crochet is a short stitch. It's quite dense and it's perfect for teddy bears. You can do it on other things, other projects for crochet, but it's perfect for teddy bears. And to do a double crochet, just do a couple to start. And this is the stitch you will do for your teddy. You take your hook, so the loop on your hook doesn't count. You will put your hook into your stitch, and on the top of your hook it's like a V, so you make sure you go through both. You grab your yarn with your hook, pull it through. You've got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and then you pull it through. Hook into your stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. To keep practicing that, you can stop, go back a bit and keep doing it. Also, before we continue, this is in the round, like I said, but to put the stitches in the round, you make a magic circle. If you've never done that before, I'll leave a link below, and you need to practice that and have that hands down before you start this project. But once you've got it, it's invaluable for a lot of other projects, not just teddy bears, but for other things. And we'll start. To start the hedgehog, we're going to do the head first. You start at the back, increase, and go down to the snout. And at some point you will change colour. You will want both browns out of your kit. You may wonder why I haven't got the brown out. Well, I have, but I'm not using it. I've tried different lighting and it just doesn't show the stitches. So I'm going to use this cream that's out of my stash. You need to make sure you can do the magic circle, quite easy. And then in that magic circle, you will do 6 double crochet, like I showed you just previously what a double crochet is. That's if you're brand new to crochet. We're not going to join each round, and how you would do that anyway is you would put your hook in the first stitch, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through, and you've joined the circle, and then you carry on doing your work. We're not doing that. It's working in a spiral. It doesn't say that on the pattern, so if you're new, you'll be wondering what to do. And I've done the head, and you don't want the line. The dragon is joined, but the others aren't. So we're not going to do that. So you have 6 double crochet. The next round is increase only. To increase, you do 1 double crochet in the first stitch and another one in the first stitch, and that's as simple as it is. You've put 2 stitches in one, that's increase. Stitch marker, piece of yarn, or your safety pin in the first one. Pop it in. Safety pin would be better, because then as you go around, you might pull the yarn out. And you want to do that all the way around. I'll do an increase again. So in the next stitch, 2 double crochet. And then you want to do that all the way around, and you get to the stitch marker, and I'll show you what to do next. At this point, you can just tug your beginning tail so it closes up the hole. Take out your stitch marker. We're doing increase again in the first stitch. That's 1. Oops, a daisy, split the yarn. 2. Don't forget your stitch marker in the first. And then it's 1 double crochet. So you're increasing 6 every round. You're increasing, then 1 double crochet. Increasing, which is 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet. All the way around, you'll have 18 stitches at the end. I'll meet you at the stitch marker. And it's the same principle now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rounds. You know how you put 1 double crochet between the increase? Well, you put 2 in. So let's increase in the first stitch. Remember, that's your 2. Take your stitch marker in the first, pop it in the first. And then 1 double crochet 1 double crochet, and do that all the way around. Increase, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch, sorry, all the way around. You'll have 24, and you do that until you've got 48 stitches. So what happens is the next round, when you do your last one, which is just 1 double crochet, the next round you will do increase, 3 double crochet all the way around. Then the next round is 4. Then the next round is 5. The next round is 6. And that's when you stop. Not stop altogether, but just stop doing that increase and then a single double crochet in between. Do that. I'm going to do mine off camera. You'll have 48 stitches. There you go. All 48 stitches done. At this point, turn it over. You see this beginning tail. Oh, I don't know where my needle is. Thread your needle. Thread your needle. Close up the hole. Snug. And I just go up and down in the natural bars. There's like a little bar there. Like a stitch, if you like. And make sure you do not go through the front, because if you do, you'll distort all that nice work you've done. So take your time. I just go up and down a few ways. And I always keep my finger at the back so I can feel if my needle comes through. And then once you've done quite a ways, you can give it a haircut, give it a snip. Nearly done the dark brown. Now you want 5 rounds of 1 double crochet in each stitch around. Make sure you've got the right amount of stitches before you take your stitch marker out. So just put 1 in each stitch around, and what's going to happen is going to curl on you. When you turned it over, that's the inside, the wrong side. This is the right side that is facing you, but it's going to curl up on you on the right side. And what you do after a round or two, just tease it round and you will get this shape here. And then we're going to change colour, which is easier than you think. It's underneath. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll do mine off camera and I'll see you when I've done all 5 rounds, sorry. I'm just going to give you a bit of a heads up. Yesterday, as I started this video, I was also preparing dinner over there, and I had an accident with a slicer. So at the end of my index finger on my other hand is a dark spot, which is now the bee stuff that we all have, and it's cluttered. So I can't put anything on it because I want it to keep it dry. So if you get a flash of that, that's what that is. It's nothing to worry about. It does hurt a bit. So my hands don't, that right hand doesn't move the same as it normally would. So if I look a bit awkward, you know why. Anyway, to change colour from your dark, you want your light. So you get that. I'm going to use dark. Now I've made the back of the head. You can see the stitching. It's nice and tight. I've put my stitch marker here, so that's the beginning of the 5 rounds. And to change your colour, do what you've done, pull out the last stitch of the last round, pop your hook in, drop it'll be dark brown for you, drop that colour behind. Oh, sorry, that's because I've not done it. Start your stitch and you've got 2 loops, and you would normally do yarn over and pull through. Don't do that, stop. Now drop it, pick up your new colour. It's annoying. And then pull it through to finish your stitch. And that's as simple as it is. And then you carry on. And you want 5 rounds of the same you've just done in your first colour, which is that this one here, which is this one. So I've kind of done the hedgehog backwards. You want 5 rounds of your beige, if you like, and I'll meet you when I've done mine. But before you do that, so you don't get them all, give yourself, you don't want your first colour getting knotted up. So what I would do is just leave it for now, leave the 2 tails together. And then when you've done another round and you've gone past, just give it a knot. Just give it one. And then what I would do is when you've done all the 5 rounds, you can sort that out. You can just knot it a few times. Don't do it too tight, because if you do, what you'll do is you'll distort here. You don't want to. That's underneath anyway. There, look. See? And then we'll carry on. So here's the 5 rounds of just 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and then you're going to start and decrease. I'll show you how to do that. And don't forget, you won't be putting safety eyes in. You'll need your black embroidery, the black yarn, and you can make the eyes. I'll show you how to do that. That's what the 5 rounds look like. You're back at the beginning, or your stitch marker. You want to do 6 single double crochets. That's 1 in each of the next 6 stitches. You're going to reverse what you've already done, increasing. 2, 4, 6. Now to do a decrease, couldn't think of the word. Just before we do that, I haven't double knotted my 2 strands in there. I'll deal with them later. To do a decrease, you would normally go in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull up the loop, go in the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. But when we're doing teddies, you want to not go through both loops on the stitch, or should I say from the stitch. So to decrease invisibly, there is 2 loops on the hook when you go in the top of the stitch. If you go in the front loop, grab your yarn, pull it through. Don't do it tight. You don't want it too loose, but you don't want it tight. Do the same in the next stitch, front loop only, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. And that's your decrease. You do that, what you've just done, all the way around, and you'll have 42 stitches. So you've had 48 to start, and then you're going to have 42. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decrease, go in the front loop only. Grab your yarn and pull through, not too tight. Do the same in the next stitch. Front loop only, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. 3 loops, yarn over and pull through. Do that all the way around. You'll have 42 stitches at the end. And you've got your stitch count correct when you've got the last 2 stitches of a decrease. 42 stitches. Now you're going to do the same thing 2 more times, 2 more rounds. The next round is 5 double crochet decrease, Next round, 4 double crochet, decrease, and you will have 30 stitches. I'll do mine off camera and I'll come back and show you the next bit. Next round is quite simple. It's 9 individual double crochet, and then you want 6 decreases. So front loop only, grab your yarn, next stitch, front loop only, grab your yarn, yarn over and pull through. You should have 9 stitches after you've done that, and then you put 1 in each like you've done at the beginning. This is the, where is it? There you go. So this is here. So it kind of kinks it up a little bit. And I'll see you when I've done that. If at this point you want to get your stuffing out, you will just snip your bag open. Hold on. And when, I've said this on the other videos, grab your stuffing, pull a bit out. Oh, that's the string. And just tease it apart like this. Don't just take it out and then shove it in, because you'll have a lumpy teddy, and you don't want a lumpy teddy. You want it to be firm but soft. And this has been packaged, don't know how long. I've had these kits for a while myself, but especially this Hedgehog one. And just tease it, make it fluffy like a cloud, give it some of that, and then a little bit at a time. It doesn't matter about your little strings as long as you've tied it. You can cut them off if you wish, and then stuff it. Okay, and just pop a bit at a time. I know you might be tempted to shove it all in, but don't do it, because you want to have a nice, you want a shape, and you want it firm but not with lumps, and especially as you go near the snout, take extra care with padding it. And also if you overstuff it, you'll distort your stitching, and you don't want to do that either. The next 2 rounds, you just want 1 double crochet in each stitch around. This round is 8 double crochet, 4 decrease, and 8 double crochet. Then you want 3 rounds of 1 double crochet all the way around. I'll see when I've done these 4 rounds, and then we'll finish the last 3. Keep stuffing quite firmly. You've got 3 rounds left. This round is 1, 2, double crochet and decrease. You want to do this all the way around, and you will have 15 stitches left. The next round is 1 double crochet, then a decrease all the way around, and you have 10 stitches. I'll do that off camera. Keep stuffing, and I'll meet you for the last one. There you go. You've got 1 round to do. You've got 10 stitches left. And when I say having a stitch marker or a safety pin is good, it's good for marking your first stitch, but also, you see this big loop? If you had another one, pop it through the loop, and then you've no fear of you pulling your stitches out by accident when you're doing this kind of thing. Also, don't follow my example using something point. You can if you want, but you can sometimes accidentally open your scissors, and if you push in, you could snip your work. So if you've got some blunt scissors, it's not as bad, or the butt of your hook, and pop it in. for this last round, there is a bit of an opening when you've done, and I mean it's narrow. So if you can get as much as you can in this before this last round, push it in. I know I said don't distort your stitches, but push it in as far as you can go down. Then do the last round. So a little bit fat on there. You see, if you push it, the stuffing pops to the top. So if you push it down, do your decrease all the way around, and you'll have 5 stitches left, and then you're going to leave a long tail and sew up the hole. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to go over it with the black for its nose. Also, right, so that's the beginning and end where the thing is, the stitch marker. So if you have there's your stitch marker here. If you just turn your head over, and can you see that row there? That's where the eyes are going to be on here. This is where these kind of pins that I showed you earlier come in handy. So, not so much now because you're going to do this last row and you don't want to get your hands caught. But you could do that. The nose, you can leave that till the end. You don't have to. But if you position the eyes on like that with your pins and see how it looks. But if you look at the picture, that's the decrease there. Now can you see the very holy? It's very holy. So whoever's made this teddy hasn't done an invisible by the look of that. They've just done like I showed you, where you get both the loops of the stitch on your hook instead of just the front loop, because when you leave the back loop it kind of covers that hole, and that's why it's good to do that for your decreases. So there's your decrease on mine. Yours will be in the paler colour obviously. So you want an eye at one end and one at the other end. You can adjust it, because don't forget it's not going to be this small, these pin heads. You're going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'll show you an alternative way to make an eye, and you can sew it on as well. It's up to you. If you want little beady eyes like that, or you can do it, I want to show you an alternative. Anyway, decrease all the way around, 5 stitches, long tail, 6 to 8 inches, and then I'll do mine and I'll show you how to fasten off. There you go. You've got 5 stitches left. You can't really tell. Yarn, oh no. What you'll do is, if you can find it, slip stitch, which is going into your next stitch through both loops. You can't see it, but bear with. Take the yarn, bring it up through that stitch, bring it through the loop on your hook, then yarn over and pull through 6 to 8 inches and pull tight, so it's a knot. Now you know when I said there is a little hole just there, you see, so you could gently make sure your snout's nice and firm on the end, and then what you do is you thread it, thread your needle, and then the way you've been going, just go in and out of the stitches like so. Doesn't have to be perfect, like I said, because you're going to put the black over the top. Oh, get in. You don't want to pull it too tight. You see, I haven't put enough stuffing in at the end. Just push it down a bit. That's it. Doesn't matter because I'm not going to keep it as this. I'm just going to unravel it. And then go in and out where it's underneath. You see where you joined? Because that's the underneath of the hedgehog's head. So if you just go in and out, but when you go in, do not, let me just show you. Let me just show. Right. You see how I've come up through a natural hole in the stitching. Go down, follow a stitch whichever way it's going. Go down the next one and come up a little ways. Just take this off. And you see, watch. You're gonna pull it in. Don't do that. You need to just do it so it follows the contour. And then go back the other way and keep doing that. And then you can get rid of your tail. Now the black, you want to cut about, because do the eyes separate and the nose. Because it doesn't say anything, it just says embroider, stitch closed and embroider eyes and nose with black yarn. On some other kits I've had in the past, you get more detail, but just look at the picture and go with it. So same with the nose. Right. So I know mine's not looking like it should because put the eyes in because I haven't stuffed it enough. So put your eyes on so it looks okay-ish. For the nose, as you're looking at it like this, you want to go round and round like that. So from the side, you want to go underneath, that's what I was going to do, underneath, through the top and around. Show you. And you can get rid of your little tail at the end. So what I do is just go like that. Oh, sorry about that. Ow, 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 ow. Ouch. And what I would do is do a knot on my black and pull it and then just pop it into the work. But that's when you don't pop it, you don't pull hard. You can go in the same area you went or just a little ways to the side. As long as you don't go too far at the sides, always stay in this middle. So you can go in the where you started. And what you want to do is come up the similar place. Right, let me just get this down. Right, there you go, like that. And just do that. I can't remember how many times I did it for mine. So I did it 5 times. See? So you just go round and round. Whichever way you're going to do, but I'd take it from the bottom, underneath his face. Round and round like that. And every time you go, just get your, I don't know, another needle or something. And just, this is what I did. And just do that. If you want, you can do more than what I've done there. Because it's, again, it doesn't say anything. It just says to embroider it on. And I've done safety eyes. But for other eyes, take that out to move the head. You can do it this way. Magic circle. And I don't know how many it's going to do it, so you can just play around. You can put so many double crochet in this magic circle and then pop the eye on the teddy to see how big or small you want it. You know, the eye. This is an alternative to doing the normal eye. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you pull your beginning tail, pull it tight. Now for me now, this is looking too big, but it's how you want your teddy to look. So if I just, and you join the fur into the first stitch with a slip stitch, and that would finish it off. Now there's plenty of black here, so I'm just going to do it anyway. It's really hard to see with the black, so make sure you're in daylight, because I find doing black, even in good lighting in the house, it's rubbish, don't like it. Give yourself 6 to 8 inches so you can sew it on the head. Yarn over to finish and pull. First of all, sew your first tail. Now I'll just put it on the cream. See? And before you sew the first tail in, you know, the beginning, make sure you've closed the hole up, because you'll be putting it on the, where is it? Oh, here it is. You'll be putting it on there, like that. So you want the hole at the beginning, you can pull it snug. And then sew a little ways round, snip off, and then use the last tail to sew onto the head. So there's the eyes. I'll just take that one out. This is just an alternative. So you can do that and just look at the teddy on the picture. See? Now if you think it's too big, that's fine. Take 2 stitches off and do 4 magic circle, 4 double crochet, or 5. It's up to you. You don't have to do it. Alternative for the teddy, again, it's what shape eye you want to do. Get yourself about 12" per eye. There's plenty in the kit. So let's pretend we're on, I'll take that out before I forget. Pretend we're on the decrease round here, but I'll show you because it's cream. Just go in the natural stitches. Then, you know, the natural holes, sorry, do apologise. The holes, I mean. Right. So pretend I've knotted it and I've just pulled it and it's inside. And what you want to do is, as I've found personally, is go in the same, you don't have to, but just go in the same, but don't pull it tight. You don't want that too tight. And what I do is, if you think you've gone too tight, just put your needle under the thread, picking up my finger, and then just go like that, wiggle it. Again, just keep doing that in the same holes. And then what you do is, it may want to fall on the first line of the yarn. Just tease it to the side, like that. And then do it again, and then put the next one on the other side of the first line, you know, the line of the yarn. And you can build it up. Do it that way. That's the other way. Or Google teddy bear eyes, and it might give you some other tips. But definitely don't use safety eyes for children under 3. And this kit is not for under age 14, as I said before. And that is the head. Right, I'll put that to the side. I've got one I made earlier. So now I've done this, I can see his nose is a little bit off, but I'm not bothered. Just turn it a bit. I was thinking of putting, you know, a pipe cleaner in so he could pop his nose up, because I've done that before on an elephant. And then next will be the body, and then I'll do the appendages, scarf, the tummy, which this is what it looks like. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? And his little stubby legs. I've done a few extra rounds on the legs, so it's up to you if you want to make it shorter or longer. And that will take time, like I said. It will take a while for you to do that. It's cute, isn't it? Anyway, I'll see you again on another video when we do the hedgehog's body. Bye for now.